Hi, my name is Jay. Your name
Michael.
is
Nice
Michael.
I'm Alexa.
Alyssa?
Alexa.
Alexa, there you go.
Yeah.
We're up here today on the edge of a rock up on Mount Helix in La Mesa, California. We're out asking the big question of people. What do you guys think? What do you think happens after you die? Your eyes go closed, and what happens next? Something or nothing? If you believe in something, what is that something for you?
Well, I've had 50 near-death experiences. The scariest ones were number 3 and number 50. But well, we're both Christian, and we believe that we'll die and we'll go to heaven because we've accepted Jesus Christ. And I got really close to that, and the closest I got was when I got too far out into the ocean, past the wave point, and I thought I was going to be stranded at sea. So I prayed, and it was a huge wave that basically brought me back to shore. And as I was tumbling, there was this point where everything went black, and there was a bluish white little triangle, like on the right hand side of my vision, and that happened for like a long time. And then I ended up on the shore. I never saw a white light. I never saw a tunnel or anything, but that was really strange to me. Being alive and not having died all the way, I can't really say what would happen on the other side, but I believe that when we do die, we will go to heaven. So
Okay. So how does that all work? So your eyes go closed and you immediately go to heaven, or do you stay buried in the ground for a while? How does that work?
Well, the Bible teaches that you go immediately to heaven. You just get shot up there.
Is it your physical body goes to heaven, or is
Your spirit,
body?
your spirit
Okay.
with your soul goes to heaven.
Okay. So in this life, do you got to do anything in particular in order to go to heaven? You got to be like a good person that will go to heaven?
You just gotta believe in Jesus.
Okay. So
You gotta believe in Jesus and love one another.
Okay. So if I go around, I don't know, stealing from people, killing people right and left, and I tell you that I believe in Jesus.
There's a judgment.
Okay. So how does that work?
The Christian judgment or the non-believer judgment?
So if I say, I believe in Jesus and I go around killing people and stealing from people,
well,
where is the line drawn?
The beautiful thing about God is God doesn't do justice, because if he did justice, then we would all go to hell.
Okay. Okay.
God is a just God,
Okay.
and his justice is that through Jesus we're seen as completely clean. His desire is for us to be with him, and so when we believe in Jesus Christ, all our sins are basically atoned for.
That doesn't mean you can keep going around doing whatever you want, because you have to, have true repentance. You have to be ready to go a different way and do things the right way, loving people and making sure that, you're just doing the right thing.
So there should be a change in you. There should be an evident change.
Yes, definitely evident.
Okay. So how does that change happen? What is it makes it? I mean, is it just automatically just pop and you're just a different person once you've?
It's over time.
Okay.
It's over time. It's faith, and then you really start to see the person that listens to this are probably going to think it's foolishness. But if they actually put real faith and they give it a chance, they will see what we see, and they'll experience what we experience. And people who believe in the faith grow to love it. Definitely.
You guys are pretty young. I mean, I'm sure you got friends that are on all kinds of stuff,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
So how do you, I don't know, you go to a party or something. How do you conduct yourself differently than some of your non-Christian friends? How do you do it? Okay, so you go into, I don't know, there's drinking going on, there's all sorts of stuff going on. How do you separate yourself from all that?
Have fun, but don't get enticed with drinking and all the type of debaucheries that they do. You know, I mean,
We're not saying
Uh-huh.
that you shouldn't drink,
you shouldn't.
but you know, it's just that you shouldn't overdo things.
Right.
Okay.
So you want to be able to stay in control of yourself.
So stay under control. So there's good fun and there's not so good fun then.
Right.
Okay, there's a difference?
Yeah. I mean, if you party so hard that you get hungover, then where's the real fun? You know, I mean, the Bible teaches and Jesus teaches don't get drunk on wine. And that's a mind-altering substance. As long as you're in control, and as long as you're following the scriptures, and you're not really doing anything wrong if you keep to that.
Okay. So you said you believing in Jesus is what you got to do to get to heaven. Let me give you what's called the good person test real quick, and I don't know if you've ever had it given to you before, but just for our viewing audience.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail.
Yeah, for the viewing audience, a lot of them have a real, they can't figure this one out, and, you know, so it's kind of something to help them figure it out a bit. Have you ever told a lie in your life?
Yes.
So what does the world call people that lie?
Liars.
Liars. So we've all lied, right?
Yeah.
So can't imagine too many people out there that haven't,
Nope.
right? So have you ever stolen anything in your
Yes, I
life,
have.
taking something without permission? You too?
I'm sure I have.
Even as a kid? As a kid, yeah? So what does the world call people that steal?
Thieves.
Thieves, yeah. Have you ever looked lustfully on another person before in your life?
And that's called adultery.
Yeah, that's adultery in your heart. Hey, he knows it. Hey. Sermon on the Mount, right?
Yep.
So those are all called sin, right?
Yes.
So we believe, we're Christians too.
Yep.
So we believe after this life ends, we'll come before God, and He's going to judge us for the things that they've done wrong in this life. So based on those sins you just told me you've done,
I've
when
done most of those.
and you come before God, do you think He's going to send you to heaven or hell?
Well, I believe in Jesus, and it's my strong and firm belief that He won't send me to hell.
Okay, so you're going to go to heaven, huh? So where do you think heaven is? Do you think it's out there somewhere, or do you think it's where we're living now?
I think it's in a place we can't really see. A lot of people point up, but I think I've heard it many different ways. I've heard it's in a dimension that only the soul and spirit can go. I've heard that it's up in the clouds. I don't really know where it is, and the Bible doesn't really speak on exactly where it is. It says in the north. Zion is in the north. The mountains of Zion are in the north. I really don't know where it is. And it's going to be an awesome surprise when I get there, because then I'll know.
No more tears, no more pain.
No more tears, no more pain.
Yeah. So just, we talked to a lot of people that don't believe in anything.
Yeah.
And I think, boy.
Yeah, how can you go through life with that? I've always wanted to ask somebody, some atheist person, how do you go through life like that, alone and without any hope? Because if there wasn't a God, man, this would be a terrible place, and then it ends.
Yeah. It ends
Why would we
nothingness.
go through that type of suffering?
Yeah.
Just for nothing.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you some little testimony in my wife and I's life that we had. You told us a little earlier about something that happened to you. We had something happen to us as well. We were believers before this happened, but once it happened, it just kind of we looked at life a whole lot different.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's kind of a lot of things in life changed for us. I know. Remember the 2007 wildfires that
Yes.
happened? Were you here in San Diego during that time?
I was actually in Southwest
2007.
High for 2 years, and we had to go home because it was too much.
Okay. How about you? Were you here too?
Yes, I was over. Well, I live closer to the border,
Okay.
so I was living there. I've been living there for a very long time, probably since 1998. We were kind of scared, but the way that I kind of got through it was going into my Bible and Psalms and, there, I actually opened it up to a certain psalm.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. It was in the 20s somewhere, but
Mhm.
where David's talking about how he's surrounded on all sides, but God will deliver him, and that comforted me. So I was able to get through that without being too afraid.
Oh, great. Yeah, in 2007, we actually lived in Hamul at the time. When the fire broke out, I was actually in Florida at a convention. But my wife was there with my children, my 18-year-old son and my daughter, who's now 26, were there, and they evacuated the house. My son and my wife evacuated the home and moved in with my mom and let me know. And I flew from Florida and flew over the flames into San Diego, and so it was quite an experience. But right after the fires, we had something happen to us that was just kind of a life-changing experience. We lost an 18-year-old son in a car accident. We lost him suddenly. We didn't get to say goodbye. It just happened. And we believe he was a believer as well. And I believe that we'll see him in heaven someday.
Yeah, definitely.
But God only knows him. God knows him differently than we do and as parents. So I just pray that we'll see him someday. But what happened was the significant thing that it was different. It wasn't your everyday experience that happened. He just graduated from Steel Canyon High School over here, where he was a track and cross country runner.
Oh, nice.
And he ran cross country since the age of 8. He actually won cross country races all over California. Real good runner. Just started at Mesa College, where he was just starting out on his freshman year there. And when the accident occurred, a car accident, he was driving on the 94 West Freeway that's right below us here. Right past those bridges over there, you can see in the distance, there's a house on the north side of the 94 that has a very large white cross painted on the roof. My son was going up the 94 West, and in the fast lane in a car he'd been driving for 1 week. It was a dry road day just like this, middle of the day. He lost control of his vehicle, went across traffic. We think something failed in his car. He was driving too fast. He was running late for a class. He was in his running shorts, his t-shirt, and some brand new running shoes he just got the night before from a shoe company that was sponsoring him to take his shoes out. He was all excited about running them for the first time. Brand new shoes, relatively new car, used car, but still he was excited about driving it, driving too fast, 90 plus miles an hour.
Ooh, sounds like me.
Yeah. And this is the unusual part. He lost his life right there. That's the house. And you can see it by the College Grove Shopping Center over there when you drive out. This is his skid marks right here. And they're dead center on the cross. You can see him come across. There used to be a tree here. He split his car in half, and then he ripped him out of his seatbelt, and he landed in the backyard of the house, positioned directly looking up at the cross. Parts of his car went completely around the cross and the roof. We actually have news video coverage up on our website of the owner of the house picking up parts of his car around the cross. So that was a time in our life, a trial in our life. We lost our only son. Yeah. But like I said, the real question is, did he accept Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior that the Bible requires, and repent of his sins and ask for forgiveness of sins, and so we can go to heaven? And we, like I said, we think he did, but God only knows.
Something similar happened to me. I've been a believer since I was 8. My parents brought me up, but the only thing was I didn't have a good, strong knowledge of who Jesus was and why God is God.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, God rest her soul, she was she went into drinking and a little bit into drugs because I guess she broke her back when she was in labor with me, and then she fell off the roof when I was 6, and just a bunch of problems and complications. She was in a lot of pain. And around 16 years old, when I was 16, she got sent to hospice after 5 long years of stage 4 drinking, emphysema, pneumonia, bronchitis,
Wow.
everything.
Wow.
And she died. And it forced me to grow up really quickly. And I got angry at God. I thought, how could this God of the universe, this almighty, powerful being, let my mom die? How could he force me to grow up this fast? Why did he take my mom away? And that was my thought process. So
Yeah.
I decided, you know what? Forget God. I'm just going to push him as far away from me as possible and live my life the way I wanted to. Well, a year and a half into that, didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. People I depended on always fell through. People told me a lot of lies, said they'd be there for me, but when the going went tough, they were gone.
Gone. Yeah.
So I decided to pop into church for a little bit of truth, but I didn't want to be bamboozled again. I wanted to make sure that this was true.
No,
Like,
yeah.
this Jesus person was actually who they said he was. So I did the most extensive amount of research possible on, and I saw the prophecies that were fulfilled, like 300 plus, that Jesus did, and I'm like, okay, well, that's great, but what makes him Lord? And I decided, okay, well, I see enough. I'm going to put a little bit of faith. I'm going to listen to the pastor. I'm going to listen to the sermons. And I went into there. It was Ocean View Church off of Palm Avenue down in the South Bay. And
Ocean View Hills there.
yes. And I met Alexa in the choir because the music pastor, Daniel, said that he had a treat for us one choir afternoon. I believe it was May 5th, babe? Or May 1st?
Yeah, it was the first day he joined.
And he said that he had treats for us, and I yelled out, "Cookies!" Being my ADHD self. And he paused and he said, "Well, yes, they're huge cookies." She started laughing and we hit it off. And we've been together 2 years plus, and we just got engaged.
Oh, wow. I was overhearing you guys up there just dancing up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are happy.
Yeah,
I see
definitely.
happiness.
We're very
in you guys.
happy. We're very happy,
yeah.
and
What's wrong with that?
that's through this life that we've lived. I mean, it's been up and down. I mean, we've lived a human life, but with the faith and knowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord. And it's really that knowledge that separated that past life that I've lived from 8 years old up to 16 and the life I'm living now. Knowledge. The knowledge, the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ and who he is and who God really is.
Sure.
If people really take a leap of faith, pray to him, just look for the signs, they'll find it because it's evident. And so that caused a great change in me. And changed me dramatically from what I was doing in just 180-degree turn. And I've grown together with Alexa and with her family. And her mom is like a second mom to me. And
That's awesome.
the resemblance between her mom and how my mom was is almost like, it's very similar.
Oh.
And and I'm just really blessed. But yeah, for all those people out there who don't know who Jesus is,
Yeah.
just encourage them to really just put their faith in,
Sure,
because
sure.
there's no downside.
Yeah. Go on. I'll go along with
I'm sorry to
It's
hear
all right,
about your
it's all
son,
right.
sir.
Yeah. This is the newspaper article on November 7th, the next day after, and 18-year-old driver killed in a cemetery. No drugs, alcohol in his system. He was just on his way to a running class, and it did just happen.
Divine appointment.
Yeah.
Sometimes we really we don't understand because we're on this side, and we think, oh well, that's tragic. Well, if he was a believer, then why aren't we rejoicing?
Sure.
Why aren't we jumping up and down saying, congratulations, you made it?
You made it. Yeah. Something else happened after his accident. My son was an organ donor. He donated his body to an organization called Life Care. And an 18-year-old got my son's ligaments in his arm. He was a baseball pitcher. And he wrote us a really nice letter. And can you read that real quick for the viewers?
Sure.
Yeah.
Dear donor family, hi, my name is Blake.
I didn't.
Okay.
The last name. Yeah.
I'm writing to your family to express my sincere empathy in your loss of a family member. I'm deeply sorry for your family, and I'm praying that God may guide you in this time. I am also writing to your family in great respect and gratitude for your family decision to donate a special gift. The transplant I received and the scarring that has taken place due to the surgery will serve as a reminder of your family and especially your loved one. I am greatly privileged and thankful for my opportunity, which will be powered by your loved one as he or she enabled me to be healthy again. I thought I would share with you a brief history of who I am and the surgery and what the surgery has allowed me to do. I'm an 18-year-old boy who just graduated from Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. I will be attending Santa Clara University in the fall. I am the oldest child, and I have one brother and two sisters. My brother is 17, my sister is 16, and my little sister is 12. Growing up as a child, full of energy and love for athletics, I played hockey, basketball, football, soccer, and baseball. When I got to high school, a lot of these things started to change or not go the way that I had hoped for. To make a long story short, I ended up lettering in football and baseball. I had many ups and downs in football, such as losing the quarterback job to Phenom Matt Barkley after being the starting quarterback of my freshman and sophomore year for the freshman team and sophomore JV team. However, I ended up playing receiver for our varsity team in senior year and gained my life lessons along the way. In baseball, my sophomore year on varsity, I hurt my arm pitching. My junior year, I did the exact same thing. After that season, I got an MRI and found out my ulnar collateral ligament, UCL, also known as the Tommy John ligament, was torn. I ended up playing third base for the team my senior year, however, and we had a remarkable season that again brought many ups and downs, but many life lessons as well. I am honored to let you know that the transplant your family has so generously donated has replaced my damaged elbow ligament in my arm through surgery commonly referred to as Tommy John surgery. I am currently still in stitches and in a brace, and I have started my rehabilitation process. That will take approximately 1 year.
Yep.
I have to play baseball, pitch at Santa Clara University. I will redshirt my first year due to my injury and rehabilitation, but will then resume my baseball activity my second year there. I'm again very grateful for your family and hope to fulfill my dreams of pitching out of respect of your loved one. I will never forget your family and your loved one as he or she may be in a better place. I hope to keep in contact with your family and cannot be thankful enough for this surgery, for what this surgery is going to be able to enable me to do. Thank you again, and may God bless your family. You are in my prayers and my heart. Thank you.
So anyway, he wrote us this real nice letter and left his phone number at the end of that letter.
Nice.
My wife got her cell phone and tried to call him. Didn't get him on the phone, but left him a voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't hear anything back from him for a number of months. He was 18 years old, and we thought he was busy in his life
Right.
and everything. So one day we were taking our foster youth mentee. We're foster youth mentors, and we take kids from the county out and go camping and bike riding and that kind of things with them. When my son was alive, he was very active in that, taught kids how to ride quads and bikes and stuff. So one day we were taking her he was 18 years old at the time. We were taking him on a bike ride to Coronado. And we're all driving on the 94 West Freeway.
Right.
And we're out, all three together in the car, and we're out in front of this house on the freeway, driving from Hamul. My wife's cell phone rings. Who do you think is calling us for the very first time and actually talking to us?
Right next to the
Blake.
house.
Yes, right in front of this house. Blake calls us. My wife's phone rings. We was all stunned that he was calling us right in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we invited him out to dinner. We went out to dinner with him at the Claim Jumper restaurant up in Oceanside. We all sat down to eat, and Blake started asking questions. He goes, what kind of car did Devin pass away in? And we told him it was an Acura Integra, and the model and everything. And he looks at us funny. He says, I drive that same car. So then we find out his mom, who was there with us, is a CASA, which are like foster youth mentors, take kids from the county out, and they shop with them and that kind of thing. So all this stuff is hooking up, and we felt God was working in it all. And just like I feel that God's working in this right now, we're having this conversation with you guys.
Yeah,
and he wants you guys in heaven. And he wants you guys to share the good news about him with others. And I don't know if you're ones that talk to your friends about him.
We do. We're in country ministry.
Good.
Ministries.
Good. You sound like it. But what I always tell people, I'll give them this, not to make you feel guilty, but hopefully just to give you a thought to think about just how short this life is. Picture someone that maybe a family member or a friend that you haven't talked to yet about Jesus. Picture them today getting in a car accident, dying suddenly, and you knew, I've told you many times, didn't believe in Jesus. And don't even talk to me about that. But now he's gone.
And
Now
close.
now he's, picture him now in hell, calling up to you going, gosh, I thought you knew Jesus. I thought you loved you. I thought you liked me. I thought you loved me. And you never shared Jesus with me? Now I'm here forever. And it just shows, I tell you that you are ones that go out and share, but you can't do it enough. It's just getting out there and spreading the good news of Christ. That's all, he wants us to do that. There's many verses in the Bible that speak to that we need to get out there and share the good news. But anyway, you guys got any questions for me?
No, sir.
I just wanted to kind of...
What about you?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, where have you been so far doing this and the interviews? Have you only been here asking people
Oh, I've been
these
all over.
questions, or-
We go to Coronado, we go to Seaport Village, we go to Long Beach, we've been all over the place. We have another family that goes out with us, and they same type of thing. We learn this style of evangelism through. You ever heard of the Way of the Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirk Cameron,
Yeah.
TV actor, and Ray Comfort, and
You know what's funny?
that?
That we met here at this time, because we were going to get onto the 125. We were down in South Bay visiting my friend. He's working for the first time. He's 16, and we had to do a pit stop, so I had to turn all the way back around, and we stayed there for about 5 minutes. We got back and got onto the 125 toll road, and then I was heading home. And Alexa said, "Hey, let's go to Mount Helix." All right.
Check it out.
She's like, I didn't get a chance to soak it all in. Well, I guess we got to soak in a little bit more than we expected.
Good. A couple other things that's my son there.
Handsome man.
Yeah. You guys ever heard of laminin?
Yes.
It's a good thing to do.
Leo Giglio.
Yeah, there you go. It's good. Little crosses all over your body that holds you together, and we points to Colossians 1:15 through 17. In that last, he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. And he uses little crosses in us to hold ourselves together. Yeah, God made us, and he can do that too by design. And then
of
course,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying to a lot of non-believers. It's the knowledge. You got to read. You got to research.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't come just by believing in Jesus, and Christianity is not just believing in Jesus and you're done.
Yeah.
It's believing in Jesus and then doing what he asked, which is the Great Commission. Go out and preach to all nations.
I saw you guys, your happiness.
Yeah,
and
we're
God,
very happy.
and the Lord, Lord doesn't want you to walk around moping all the time. Oh,
Nope.
You see that, and that it caught our attention just seeing how happy you guys were. And I was like, wow, they're a happy young couple.
It's really funny because I just went through kind of, I guess, a phase or a moment kind of where I had been moping around for a while, and I finally just broke out of it this past weekend. So
Good.
I'm just.
Good.
It's really funny that you said that, and I was just thinking about that recently. So.
Yeah, yeah, and non-believers, they see us, and to see your happiness
They
and
see us so happy, and
well, that doesn't mean that we don't have things happen,
no,
but
of course
sure,
not.
but
I heard from a non-believer, and they're like, you're so happy. I'm like, I know. I'm like, it makes me sick that you're so happy.
That's where he lives,
Yeah, and a lot of people ask me, well, don't you have any wants? Don't you have any needs? I'm like, yeah, God supplies it. And he's like, well, what about like your car? And what about? And I'm like, yeah, well, I have wants too. I mean, my car's sort of breaking down and stuff like that. And if it were to break down tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it'd be all for God's plan, because then I get to stop and talk to somebody.
Mhm.
I get to meet new people.
sure.
And I mean, I'm not worried if my car breaks down. I'm not
Mhm.
worried if I don't have a home. I'm
Mhm.
not worried if I don't have a meal tonight,
Mhm.
because I have the faith that I'm going to be
You
taken
got
care of.
you got your mind on
Yes.
more heavenly things.
It's
You're-
metacognition. Metacognition, I believe, is the word I'm learning in college. It's the fact that it's not just what you see; it's what you see without seeing it.
Mhm.
It's
Faith, yeah.
faith,
Yep, yeah.
by faith and not by sight.
Yep, yep. Well, I thank you guys for your time, and I wish you the best for your marriage and many years to come, and plan on having kids and everything, and
Yeah.
one day.
She's saying 7 years.
Not
I'm
too
saying
soon.
6.
Not too soon.
Yeah, probably not too soon.
What,
We
6
wanna-
kids you said?
No, 7 years.
right.
Probably a boy and a girl.
That's what we had. We had a boy and a girl.
Depending on what God wants for us.
Yeah.
Can't really choose that.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right.
But we can hope and pray.
Thanks, guys.
Yes,
All right.
of
God bless you both.
God bless you too.